Yeah. You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because Him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So what more they want to know? You understand me? Praise Yahweh, and everything in your life are going to be all right. You understand me, my brother? Trust me, man. Listen. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. You got to be strong, no matter what goes on. Hold up your heads and time to move on. It's not easy. Life is not easy. No matter what they do, they will laugh and talk with you, then turn around and try to hurt you. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. As I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. I am not ashamed to praise my Father's name. Put Major Riley in the Hall of Fame is not easy. Life is not easy. Life is in a mess. We have to do our best to alleviate the stress. The truth we possess is not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me as I kneel and pray.
pray you guide my way. And lead me not into temptation. Please deliver me, Yahweh. Ooh, yeah. Let me be strong in your word. Let your truth be heard. But you're my strength and my shield. The sound of your voice makes the universe yield. Oh, yeah. I said Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory. Glory, hallelujah, yeah. Wherever you lead me, Father, I will follow. Let my roots grow deep, deep, deep. Ooh, and not shallow. Oh, yeah. Yahweh is here. Oh, Israel, have no fear. Don't you know that summer is nigh? And he said, on eagle wings we'll fly. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Yeah. Yahweh's here on his throne to lead his children safely home. Glory. Glory, hallelujah. Yahweh's here to lead his children home, and that's glory.
The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's show is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Life Center, Neo Jazz School of Music, Yahweh Education Centers, and the Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill. And now for your host, Dr. Lud Yisrael.
Praise Yahweh, Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to the Nation of Yahweh's weekly teleconference, The Unfolding Light. I am your host, Dr. Lud, along with my co-host, Sister Tamar.
Boca Tov, Shabbat Shalom, family.
Well, praise Yahweh. Wow. We are so excited because we had such a wonderful time. Yahweh was in the house. Yahweh guided our conversation. He gave us so much light. And at the end of the day, we are in unity. Praise Yahweh. Moving forward to build. Today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh by the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we'll have a message from the Master Teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the part of the show where we all take part in unfolding the light, and we call it Power Talk. Praise Yahweh. And now for our prayer. If we will all stand and face the east with outstretched hands, O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths, are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabashamayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuteraka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Vashamayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekam Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
Praise Yahweh. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know, because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. But when you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of the name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches and the same names that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers and Black folk prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered. Well, why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, you know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Doesn't your God have enough power to make you accepted? Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia. They come from Europe. They come from England. They come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pockets. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else it makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible and is traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yuhei-Wafe. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the Son has to come in his Father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for coming to us and teaching us who is Yahweh as no one else ever could do. Praise Yahweh. Also, I want to thank the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh for teaching us our true history, which used to be the world's best kept secret. Praise Yahweh. And now, a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the most honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Yahweh Ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh Ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh Ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he is given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh Ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, "Who is it?" I don't mind telling you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. Praises and glory be to the name Yahweh. Welcome to International Headquarters for the nation of Yahweh. Bless you. Again, welcome to all of you present with us tonight. I would like to first address some of the things that black leaders are against. And then I will try to share with you, if I can, some prophecy of where we are today in regard to the end time and the kingdom of heaven. fulfilling the scripture of showing you things to come. First, there are so many things that black people are against. And there are so many things that the government of America is against. There are so many things that the world is against. And within the last 2 days, I've had several politicians come to my office, and others are in the process of coming, and they too will tell me what they are against. One of the things that seems to be a major issue that everybody is against is drugs. I'm having success where others fail in all areas of life. And we see that there's a problem in the country called Colombia, where the government was against the drug dealers. As a result, the drug dealers came against the government. So then the government of Colombia declared war on the drug dealers. And as a result, the drug dealers have declared war on the government. And since America is against drug dealers, she says, while sponsoring drugs in all government housing across America, I'm frankly not against drugs. Neither am I against the drug dealers in our neighborhoods, not one. Those are my brothers and sisters. Those are my people. Those are my people. And what do I look like being against my people? And I warn the politicians today, if you make the mistake of going out and marching up and down through Liberty City, Germ City, or any other city against drugs, they're going to turn those Uzis on you. Uzis or whatever they call. Now, you may look at me and say, what in the world are you talking about? You don't have any drugs on your property, right? And there's not going to be any on our property. Whether you just bought 59th Street, a whole block, right? And there's no drugs there, right? And there's not going to be any there. There was all drugs, and there's absolutely none now. And that's the way it's going to stay. How can you say you're not against drugs when Saxon Apartments, which is now Yahweh Resorts, was a drug haven, and now there are no drugs in it? Right. There's none. And I'm still not against drugs. What are you talking about, Yahweh Binyan? I can see the shock in some of your faces now. You don't know what to go tell the FBI tonight, do you? I can see you now, running to the FBI almost before the meeting is over. Like you have to go to work and get on the phone early. He said he's not against drugs. Right, but I have this tape, so I know the rest of what I'm going to say. Drugs are used to heal. Drugs are used to cure disease. How can I be against roots from whence drugs come when I created the roots? I created the venomous snakes that crawl around on the ground. But I created them for a useful purpose. So that I create roots and things that drugs come from for healing purposes also. So I'm not against drugs. Neither am I against a drug dealer. Then what are you against, Yahweh Ben Yahweh? I'm not against anything. I'm not even against the devil. I'm angry with the wicked every day, but I'm not against him. He's against me. The devil is against God. The devil is against Yahweh. All devils are against me. I'm not against devils. Why are devils against me? Because I'm for Yahweh. I'm not against drugs and drug dealers. I'm not against anything. I'm for a clean mind that can get a clean high that you don't have to pay for. I'm for getting high. What? Yes. I came in here high in Yahweh. I'm high now in Yahweh. Just praising his name makes me high, and it don't cost me nothing. I'm so high that I just shed tears of joy from my high, and I don't ever have to come down. I'm for a spiritual high. You don't need a chemical agent for that. I'm for my people being free from any chemical substance that would destroy their minds, destroy their bodies, and destroy their homes. I'm for all of our women not having to compromise themselves and sell their bodies for a drug. I'm for all the positives that drugs are against. See, it's a powerful position. It's the only position to take. It's to be for something. To be for something is to gain something, to acquire something. Look up for, and you'll discover that's a positive term, to be for something. See, my people are already against everything. Against themselves, against each other, against their mother, against their father, against their sister, against their brother, against their neighbor, against the businessman, against the employer, against their boss, against their supervisor. They just against people not in their religion. They just against everything. And what has it gotten any of us? My people are so busy being against everything until they're not for anything. We win by being for. See, I don't have one drug addict in my midst. Because I'm for a healthy, complete person. Healthy, complete mind. So my children grow up looking to be high in Yahweh. Our black leaders are against homelessness. They're against it. I'm not against homelessness and the homeless. I'm for having many mansions. There are many mansions in my Father's house. I am for providing decent housing, affordable housing for all people. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm for. I don't spend my time marching on Washington and going to Washington and asking Washington to give me a loan and a grant and some money to do something about the homeless. I am for decent housing, so I just do something about it. I'm for a decent neighborhood, clean neighborhood, a safe neighborhood, a secure neighborhood. And because I'm for it, that's what I produce. So instead of thinking of ways to go against drugs, I just remove drugs. And they just have to move the next block down and the next block down. Because I believe in buying my turf. See, all the drug wars is because one set of drug dealers are against the other set coming in on their turf. The war is not about drugs, it's about turf. So they kill over territory. And the people, my people that live in these areas are captive to the drug dealers because they don't own their territory. The people that own that territory is called the ghetto. The owners are called slum landlords. They live in an area where there are no drugs. They don't allow drugs to be sold in their area. They just don't allow it. Simple as that. They are for a clean neighborhood, so there's no drugs in their neighborhood. But because my people live in homes and in apartments and in a territory that's owned by another people, then they don't have the power of ownership. And the drug dealers know they don't own it. But when I move in, the first thing they know is we own this. We own this. And the power of ownership causes, I don't care what mind it is, it causes, there's a moral thing that lives in every man that says, when something is yours, it's not mine. You get it? And there's something within me that says I must respect yours because it's not mine. Why? Because I want you to respect what's mine. So when I buy the block, I own the block. And I say, who can come in my house and who cannot? That's my moral power. That's my moral right. And when I tell you you're not coming in my house, I suggest you don't come in. Because I have the God-given right to protect my house. And I will protect it. And if you don't believe I protect it, you bring your drug dealing self in my house and you'll find out. Not against you, brother. I understand you're trying to make a living, but you can't make a living in my house. See, he understands that. He's a reasonable fellow. And it's called power of ownership. And the people that live in all those apartments and live in all those little houses, they know they don't own it, so they can't take a stand. How can they take a stand over something that's not theirs? The first thing he's got to say is, well, it's not my house, I'll just move. But when you own it, you don't have to move. And when everybody on the block says, we won't stand for it on this block, guess what? Everybody knows it's time to move. Because you'll meet something in the dark that you don't want to meet. As a drug dealer, you will meet it. You'll meet something you don't want to meet in the dark. So it's best to move. That's for real. Because that's power of ownership. What am I for? Power of ownership. So I told a politician today, you need to buy up your neighborhood and own it. And then you have to be moral about it. Then you can take a stand and have a moral fiber about yourself. Black leaders are against homelessness. I'm for homes. And I am willing to make whatever sacrifice is necessary to build homes that are decent. And no one is preventing our people from doing that in America. All of our people are free to build homes. Well, I would, but I'll go to the bank and they won't let me have a loan. Well, buy the bank then. Own it. No one's stopping you from owning the bank. You against them not giving loan? No. They shouldn't give you a loan. I don't have any sympathy for you not being able to get a loan. Why should they loan you their money? Well, I'll deposit money in it. Well, deposit money in your own bank. Then you can loan it to yourself. Do you think you could loan something to yourself? That's the advantage of owning your own bank. So I'm not against white banks, Cuban banks, Japanese banks, Chinese banks, German banks, French banks. No, I'm just for our bank. Being for something is much more powerful than being against something. Well, black leaders are always running around the world and they marching in Washington now silent. March, NAACP. They're against crime. Well, aren't you against crime, Yahweh ben Yahweh? No. I'm for a crime-free society. And that's much more powerful than just standing here hollering, I'm against it. Black leaders are against violence. Well, I'm not against violence. I'm just for a violent-free society. That sounds strange. To be against it is to gain an adversary. Why? Because somebody is violent. You understand? So if I'm against violence, I have to be against the violent man. And the moment I announce to the violent man that I'm against him, guess what happens? He's violently against me.
Have seen his works before, and until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise, Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. Wow.
Wow. Incredible.
Wow, the power of ownership and the power of positivity, being for a drug-free society, being for a nonviolent society, being for a prosperous nation is much more advantageous, much more productive than being against anything. When you're against something, you make enemies. When you for something, you make friends of the same people who are, I'm for that. Praise Yahweh. Sister, this message was just very, very deep.
It most certainly was, and I look forward to really unpacking it in Power Talk.
Praise Yahweh.
tensions are escalating between the drama in the courtroom.
Tonight, an American mother and her child kidnapped in Haiti.
So we're going to start with the war in Ukraine. Well, actually started.
More military and intelligence officers.
Amidst the boom in artificial intelligence,
Is this the world you want to live in? There is a solution. The solution is ethics. I wrote a book about it entitled Ethics, How to Achieve Heaven on Earth. Let us consider this solution together. Get your copy today and let's talk about it.
Praises unto Yahweh, and Yahweh been Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh,
YahwehRadio.com. YahwehRadio.com.
step on into
YahwehRadio.com.
Let nobody turn me away from Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
holy name. You ain't worthy. It's truly God. Yeah.
Rescuing our future since 2004. From beginner to advanced. From melodies to mastery. From practice to performance. Neo Jazz School of Music, creating space for young people to express and to grow. Now with 2 locations, New Orleans and Miami. Enroll today at neojazz.org.
Yahweh Virtual University is now providing free weekly Saturday classes for students of all ages. Yes, you've heard that right. Our free Saturday Bible Fun classes allow students to create fun projects while learning Yahweh mathematics, reading, writing, and of course, amazing Bible stories. Click the link in the description below to see the correct age group and time students should join our free Bible Fun classes. We look forward to seeing you each Saturday. Praise Yahweh forever.
What do all these people have in common besides a beautiful smile, healthy teeth, and gums? They all use Zodi toothpaste. Zodi toothpaste is made with all natural ingredients. Zodi toothpaste is fortified with moringa and baking soda. Zodi toothpaste is suds-free, making it an excellent choice for kids. All natural, fortified, and suds-free. Get yours today at noystore.com.
This program is dedicated to the spiritual resurrection of the righteous people of the planet Earth and to the establishment of the kingdom of true holiness and
the kingdom of God, Yahweh. You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because Him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? Is 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
All right, family. You know what that sound is? Time for Power Talk. Praise Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh.
Wow, that was a powerful message.
Yes, as always, Yahweh Ben Yahweh delivers a thought-provoking message that is really inspiring us post this past feast in Economic Summit.
Absolutely. It's the power of ownership. You know, it's the power of having a collective thought, having a collective action. You know where I'm going with this? It's our motto. You know, we know that we have one God, Yahweh. Nobody disputes that. That's a done deal. We got that. Yahweh is our God. So that's part of our motto, one God. Now we begin to have the one mind, the mind of Yahweh. Yahweh expressed his mind today in this message about not being against things, making enemies, being for, putting all our energy towards what we are for. We're for peace, harmony, happiness, everybody being fed enough, you know, everybody having the things that is required for us to live a happy, harmonious life in morality and righteousness. If we're for that, then that's what we had to put all our energy towards building. And that's that one mind. You know, we have to have that one mind. We want for ourselves the peace, the harmony, the happiness, the self-governance, all of the things that other nations that we are subjected to, they don't care if we have that or not. You know, they working towards having it for themselves. And they're using us as one of their tools to achieve that for themselves. At the same time, you can't have that. If you have that, then they won't have that in their minds. They want to use you to get that. They want to use Yahweh's children to get that happiness, harmony, peace. And indeed, they build in their countries, although all of these countries and the governments and stuff are not moving in a righteous manner for their people or anything else. But nevertheless, this is about what Yahweh told us we are for. We're for building that for ourselves. For using ourselves as our own tool to achieve these things that other countries have achieved by using us as their tools. What's wrong with us using ourselves? And the only people against that are the wicked people that want to continue to use us for their tools. So having the one mind is simply focusing our energy on building our own.
And you know, the exceptional amount of energy it takes to be against something, really, let me just put it in context for us. This is also represented in Genesis chapter 4, verse 8. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him. So, you know, an exceptional amount of energy goes into being against something. But Yahweh Ben Yahweh put the idea of being for something in context to us. It's about that positivity that you just spoke.
Absolutely. And just moving forward in our motto, you know, one God, one mind, one love. We were in such unity at this feast on site here in New Orleans at the Economic Summit and Feast of Tabernacles, the Unity Banquet. We were so much in one mind. I mean, one love. It was just, well, hopefully when we open up the call, people will testify about how much love we felt and we shared during this Feast of Tabernacles, this Economic Summit, this empowerment summit of circling our wagons to own our own and do, like Yahweh Ben Yahweh said in this message, it's not about being against anybody. We're not against anything, but we're for building what Yahweh Ben Yahweh demonstrated to us that we are to build. Then he commanded us to do greater works than what he showed us. And so we were all in that one mind here, and the love of that concept, the love of the knowledge that we have been given, our inheritance, that Yahweh Ben Yahweh came in the flesh and presented to us. And every single day he's teaching us these same concepts. Every time we come together on Unfolding Light, every time we come together at a feast, a virtual feast or on-site feast, every time we come together in a Bible study or a Shabbat class, it's that message, that inheritance that he gave us. He gave us who we are. He restored our soul within us, that our soul is subject to Yahweh, the sovereign one. So we are sovereign through our inheritance, and now we have to build our own society.
Yes, sir. And
that's the one action, but go ahead.
Right. And what I was about to speak on is like what we experienced at this economic summit was that energy towards us being for each other.
Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh.
We put in an investment towards being for each other, family. We took time out and we invested in learning about each other, learning about the businesses that we have within our nation. We learned about, things that we needed to know to operate businesses here in this country that we have to occupy. It was just so many powerful things that we experienced. And I thank Yahweh for giving us the time and the space and the willingness to really put our motto into action.
Into action. Praise Yahweh. And that's the last part of our motto, one action. See, there's a lot of action going on. There's no denial that Yahweh has a lot of action going on in a lot of different places. And I am for all of that. All of the positivity that's going on within the children of Yahweh. We're for it. We support it. Matter of fact, come on and get some advertisement on the Yahweh radio. It's about time for us to, if we unite economically, where we just pledge to do business with each other. If you have a product that I need, then I'm going to go to you before I go to any other nation. And if I have 5 of you to go to, then I know if you're not, you out, happen to be out at this time, I still can get my supply or what I need from another brother or sister. And so knowing of all our businesses is the first step. Just simply knowing that you have a business and telling the world of our people and anybody else who's interested. Because this is commerce. There's much business in Judah, but mind you, we have got to be charitable. Charity begins at home. That means that our people have to support our businesses first. Before the world is going to support you, we have to support you. And it's our duty to support you because that is what makes up our economy when we support our businesses.
Well, that's the example of us being for something.
And that one action, supporting our own businesses first.
And I really like how Yahweh Ben Yahweh gave us so many examples of, the things that we could be against and things that we see on a regular basis in our own neighborhoods and communities. We could go and advocate against these different things. But Yahweh
Absolutely.
being Yahweh teaches us to be for something. So I really appreciate
And we
Yahweh
feel what we're for.
giving us this understanding, because the energy investment in doing something positive has a greater yield than the energy it takes to do something. Well, I don't know. It depends.
Well, we'll put it this way. If we put our energy towards building something, we'll have built something. If we put our energy towards tearing down something, we will have torn down something. And then we'll still need to do the building process.
A whole nother
Period.
level of work.
Exactly. So let's put our energy into building something, because that which is crumbling and being torn down, we don't have to participate in the tearing down and destruction of that. We don't have to go out with hammers and jackhammers and bulldozers and tear down America. America is tearing down itself. With the policies and all of the things that's going on in America, all of the wickedness in corporations, all the wickedness in government agencies, all of the secrecy, all of the everything that everybody knows is going on is destroying that entity. We don't have to lift a finger for that to happen.
We just get a front row seat and witness it all.
You got some popcorn?
Exactly. We get a front row seat and witness all of it.
But our job, our duty, the whole duty that we created is to fear Yahweh and keep his commandments.
Praise
His commandments teach us to own our own. We're not being part of your nation anymore. We're not your slave. You can't enslave us anymore. Our minds are free. Yahweh restored our souls within us. Now the one action is to build our own nation. And our nation is not a geographical location. Our nation is our mindset coming together with our mindsets, with the motto, coming together to complete that one action that was demonstrated. It's easy to do. Yahweh ben Yahweh did it. It's not something that, we'll never be able to do that. We'll never be able to acquire rundown property in the hood and fix it up and make it an oasis. We'll never, he showed us how we can do it. Simple and easy. All we need is each other.
Praise Yahweh. And the thing that I appreciated a whole lot about this past economic summit was we were able to, remember how Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us, and he demonstrated to us how we can come together and work together to build a national economy. And then we had discussions and presentations that supported us in thinking through some of the things that we could do as a collective unit again. So it was really exciting.
That family meeting was off the chain. I mean, that's the day after the summit, our family got together, the Nation of Yahweh, disciples and believers in Yahweh ben Yahweh. We all got together and we went through a workshop of what do we need, in our nation. What is some of the things, it was just such a rich conversation to have everybody participate and organizing our thoughts towards one action.
Yes, sir. It was really exciting to have families participate. And just I thank Yahweh for all the opportunities, all the experiences, all the conversations that were held, many insights shared, and again that space for us to build that one mind with each other so that one action can be real.
Praise Yahweh. And see, these are the things that while we have to come together, there are times that we have to physically come together to, speak of these things to ourselves. Certain things are not meant to be broadcasted. Certain plans of action are just for us. It's not a secret, but it's not to be broadcasted to anybody who want to step and pose us any type of harm or any type of slow it down or get in the way or capitalize off of it or anything. It's not for them to be able to do that. It's only for us to understand that we're bringing our mindsets together to achieve one action, and that action is building of our nation. This is inevitable. We are not to be enslaved the rest of existence.
Right.
That's not what the prophecy in the scriptures teaches us.
And while we witness the whole world around us crumble, Yahweh gives us the mindset to think heavenly thoughts.
Mhm.
You know, that's that beautiful piece, you know, that beautiful peace of mind that we get to, have as followers and believers and those who really truly receive the words of Yahweh ben Yahweh. We can see all this stuff happening around us and still have peace of mind.
Perfect peace.
Perfect peace.
Keeping our minds on
Stayed
on Yahweh.
Minds on Yahweh. Yes, sir. It's exciting. It's just
exciting.
It's a lot to think about. It's a lot to experience. But, most of all, I'm grateful to Yahweh that we had an opportunity for us to get to do that together at this past Feast of Tabernacles.
Yeah, and just to mention the economic summit. The economic summit, when we came together and began to talk about our experiences in business and some of the trials and tribulations in business, we started the day off with a panel discussion with business, our family that has been in business, some of them 30 years, our brother Yafo, 30 years in the business, and he didn't seen the world change. He didn't seen America change. He didn't seen the city and the state change, and that type of information is invaluable to somebody who's just starting out. To have somebody who's been doing things for 30 years of their life and struggling through all of the changes of society, that's a person you want to sit down and talk to and pick their brains and ask them questions and see we have that wealth of knowledge in our nation, and bringing it all together, even with our brother Zohar giving us information about how to go over to the motherland, Africa, and do international trade. It's not a cut and dry thing. You just can't go over there and start buying from people in Africa. You have to know the systems. Otherwise, well, we won't even go into what people are against, crime and stealing from you. No, it's not about that. It's about, what are we for? We're for that information. Our brother has been doing the trade long enough to where he has a wealth of knowledge on how to go over there and get into their markets and be able to do that international trade that is essential for a nation, to do that trade like all other nations. We trade with other nations in an equitable situation. It can be equitable if we don't know the situation. If we don't know how to deal with people, then they always take advantage of us.
There's always a code of conduct.
There's always a code of conduct. And that's just a snippet of what some of the things we talked about at the summit. You were about to say?
Well, I was about to invite our family to join in on this conversation and share about your experiences at this past Feast Economic Summit, or if anything, of course, that Yahweh ben Yahweh said that you want to lift out and bring more context and light to. We invite you to join in on this conversation.
And I would like to hear from people who experienced our virtual feast date nights and see how that went over for them. How did they enjoy that? Because we're always trying to improve on the works of Yahweh that he puts in our hands to do. And feedback, honest feedback, really helps us to improve. We really want to do the best job that there ever could be for our Father Yahweh. That's just who we are. It said, be ye therefore perfect as your Father in heaven is perfect. We know we got a long ways to go, but we're working on it, and feedback and people giving us honest assessments of how they enjoyed it lets us know, are we on the right track, or we need to do this, move this way or that way, So praise Yahweh. It was a glorious time. Go ahead.
So if you want to join us in conversation and you're on the Zoom app, all you have to do is hit that microphone to unmute yourself. And if you're dialed in, *6, I believe will get you unmuted.
Praise Yahweh. Well, powerful part of the message was, Yahweh Ben Yahweh said he's not against drugs, but there's no drugs on his property. And then he went through the scenario about buying an entire block that was a drug haven infested with drugs, and instantly it stopped because he owns it. It's like you can't do that in a place where we own it. You got to go somewhere else. It's like coming to somebody's house and trying to deal drugs out of their house when they live in there. It's like, no, you can't do that. That's not, people respect, the basic respect is a drug dealer is not going to come set up his shop inside your house and you're living there.
Well, one thing that Yahweh Ben Yahweh shared about what happens with properties that he acquires is that the occupants are clean because there's a clean mind that those occupants are bringing forth. And so the things that we have to look at is not just like the building itself, but what we put in it, the content, the nature of our being, our behavior, our character, and
you're speaking of ethics.
I'm speaking of ethics. I'm speaking of the moral behavior attributes that Yahweh Ben Yahweh gave us, and the things that what it means to be for something. Again, that contrasting energy of being against something. If you're for something, you're putting a positive energy towards something being better, proactive, etc.
So if you're for an ethical society, you be ethical. Your daily walk is an ethical walk. You stay away from things that are unethical. You don't indulge in things that are not righteous. You are a example of what you're for. If you're for, righteousness, then you be an example for righteousness. And at the same time, these people that's for evil, that's what they do. We see that they're being called out and being exposed every single day. Right now, Yahweh said he would reveal the son of perdition, and he's revealing all of these industries that are satanically ran, and it's all about that. He's revealing it to the world, so only way you want to be a part of that is that's what you're for, that kind of behavior. And that's fine. We're not against that. We're for a righteous society. We're for, all of the law, statute, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh. And it seems like we do have a caller.
Yes, sir, we do. Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. This is Brother Goodell from Georgia, and I'm giving and always seek to give praises to Yahweh and his most humble servant, Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And I just want to say, I thank my brothers and sisters that working out of New Orleans for putting together the economic summit that we have established and put together, and spearheading these projects, because when I was blessed to attend, it was just such a beautiful thing. All the energy, all the effort, all the planning and the prepping and the ups and the downs that things have to change and happen throughout the beginning to the end of all of the, preparing, you guys, energy wise, spiritually wise, have put together and done such a wonderful job. I just want to thank you all for that. And I thank Yahweh for you. So praise Yahweh Ben Yahweh. And I am so happy to see the brothers and sisters that participated and were able to be present from wherever state and city they're from to attend, because I see that it's an energy effort that's put forth for us to come together as one, because there's brothers and sisters all over this country and the world that sincerely want to serve Yahweh Ben Yahweh in righteousness and do his will. But there's a time and season for all things. So as we begin to grow and make things happen more so as a nation, then everything else will begin to fall in place, because there's people doing stuff all over the place. It's just a matter of time, regardless of how they're doing it, whether it's a little different than what we're doing or etc. It's going to come together eventually as we stay positive and stay focused on the will of Yahweh. So praise Yahweh for you all. I thank all the brothers and sisters that I did not know and maybe met for the first time. We had some powerful information and some wonderful, wonderful tips on how to move to the next step. So praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh, and thank you all, and Shabbat Shalom.
Praise Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, brother.
Yes,
That
sir.
was exceptional, exceptional testimony.
I certainly thank Yahweh for you attending the summit and bringing your wisdom with
And
you,
your
and
family,
your family, and your energy, your
business,
positivity,
everything.
love. We had such a wonderful time.
Our brother was our photographer, so gratitude for all the beautiful photos. Just cannot wait to share all of it. I tell you, our family really you made the summit, you made this feast. You know, all the planning and all of that was necessary, but you were the ones that actually brought the energy of Yahweh, the love of Yahweh, that I'm so just still exceptionally excited about, you know, to continue this work and to do more.
Absolutely. I mean, you sometimes be speechless when it comes to what you actually seeing when you see our family come together. It brings back memories when I went to my first feast down in Miami and at the temple and saw all of the brothers and sisters dressed alike. You know, it was a visual stimuli that I'm like, all these people, my family, you know, and it was just an overwhelming feeling. But at this particular summit, all these people were my family. I mean, my spiritual family, not just people tagging along because they're there, because we the winners and all of this kind. So no, the people here was sincerely my family. Praise Yahweh. We do have another
We have a caller with your line unmuted or about to be unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Ben Yahweh. This is Sister Yokebed from Georgia. And I just wanted to mention how wonderful, the summit was also. We had such a fantastic time. I want to also mention that before that, the several days that we had online, our feast online was wonderful too. Our presenters were excellent, brought beautiful, powerful information to all of us. And the energy also during the online feast was excellent. I mean, I truly loved the performances and all of the knowledge that Yahweh blessed us to have during this feast was amazing. But I have to let everyone know, if you missed the summit, oh my goodness, you really missed seeing yourselves start to grow, your own nation start to grow. You missed the foundation of incredible presentations that were brought to us in order for us to develop ourselves in business, in order to develop ourselves mentally to handle business and strive to become better at what we do. A lot of what was presented was information that you would not get on the regular. I'm just telling you that. So family, whenever we have something like this in the future, you do not want to miss it. It was wonderful. I myself personally, I have grown from it, and I have taken a lot of the information that I learned to better myself and our family. So I'm just letting you guys know, if you missed it, you really missed participating in the basic foundation knowledge that we need as a family to grow and to develop ourselves and to unite in order to make ourselves prosper as a nation. So thank you, family, for letting me share. Shalom, shalom.
Praise
Praise
Yahweh.
Yahweh. Incredible testimony. I thank Yahweh for your presence, the energy you brought, the excitement that you brought to all the content that was shared. That just being able to be an active listener, but know that if you're presenting as a person who's presenting, to know that what you're sharing is being received is a whole nother level to that exchange in what we did at this economic summit.
Well, praise Yahweh. And the summit did exactly what it was designed and meant to do, bring us together and understanding and working on a power structure called economics. Economics, and we had a definition at the summit of what is economics, and economics is Yahweh's plan for his people, his spiritual plan for his people. And it was just funny that, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's funny that economics would be a plan that Yahweh has, Yahweh's plan, because you think economics is how you deal with your money and how you deal with maybe your household or your business, when the truth of the matter is the economics is Yahweh's plan for his creation, his children, to, build society.
Well, I love that you brought that into context. And, in today's message, Yahweh being Yahweh taught us to be for something. And when we think about what we should start with, it, charity, you mentioned here a moment ago that charity begins at home. The whole basis of any economy really actually, family, ties back to what happens in your home. Your household is the basis for this national economy. And we unraveled quite a bit of that at this economic summit.
Yes, we did.
We shared a lot of ideas on things that are needed that we could use to actually build our own national economy. And just having these pointers, these tips, these understandings really will help you, even if you're not trying to start a business, understand the nature of how you govern your own dollars so that you're not submitting to the businesses that intend to cause you harm. So it really is that simple.
Is that simple?
Where you're directing your money or you're investing can really make or break your own livelihood.
Well, it's like, I'm not against this evil corporation. I'm for supporting a righteous corporation.
Absolutely.
And so just because I don't spend my money with you anymore, it's not mean I'm against you. It means that I'm for spending my money with this righteous corporation or this righteous business that is circling for a moral society, want to provide products to a moral society. And that's what the Nation of Yahweh businesses are all about.
And we
do have another caller.
We have another caller. Caller with your line unmuted. You are live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk. Caller with your line unmuted. All right. They may be having difficulties or maybe not trying to unmute. Oh, we can't hear you. I think you're speaking.
Yeah, I do hear a little something, but it's not coming through clearly.
No, not really coming through at all. All right, we're going to move on, and hopefully that audio problem will get squared away before we end the show. They're trying, but we're not getting anything.
Okay, well, we're going to see if you can mute and then unmute yourself again. That may help clear up the issue. So if you want to try that one more time, we'll get you back live.
Meanwhile, the Feast of Ingathering. See, this is the end of us being out there supporting everybody else and not supporting ourselves. That's the end of that. Now we're supporting ourselves. We do have another caller.
Yes, we do. Caller with your line.
Hand raised.
Your hand raised, not unmuted. You can unmute yourself to be live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's try that again.
Can you hear me? Am I live?
You are now
On
live
here?
on Power Talk.
Shabbat
All right.
shalom. Welcome to Power
Shabbat
Talk.
shalom. Praise Yahweh, family. Okay, praise Yahweh for Yahweh Ben Yahweh and for my Hebrew family keeping the law this past tabernacle, this past Day of Atonement and Memorial blowing of the trumpets. Praise Yahweh. Listening to today's tape brought the scripture Romans chapter 8, verse 31 to mind. What shall we then say to these things? If Yahweh be for us, who can be against us? Yahweh is for us. Yahweh is for us building the kingdom of Shalom and publishing the name. He's already for us. Anything that Yahweh is for will happen and will be successful. We just have to do our part, and we are. And it's very refreshing and relieving to see, and I'm so thankful for it. And it's just that Romans 8:31 really resonated with me, and that's what I experienced this past tabernacles. We are doing Yahweh's work, and we're for keeping the law, and that's what we do. So praise Yahweh. Today's class was awesome. Toda family for letting me share.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for giving you the wisdom and the share and coming on and allowing us to indulge in that divine mind that our Father shares with his children. Praise Yahweh.
Yes, sir. And just being able to know that our Father is for us building the kingdom of Shalom. We get to experience this peace, but it requires us to take on this idea of being for and doing the work to move towards the kingdom of peace, the city of Shalom.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things that we, in organizing and planning this summit, we wanted to make sure that there was some tangible takeaways for people in business and people who want to go into business and people who want to support business. We had tangible takeaways, such as we have a program, and we'll do more information about it, but where you can get subscribe to get your toothpaste sent directly to you, at a discounted rate on a monthly basis, to where you don't have to worry about toothpaste anymore. It'll just come to you in the mail, automatically.
That's right. Get your Zodi toothpaste on subscription.
And that's just one of the tangible takeaways from, that you can actually participate in and support to help grow our nation. And it's all about growing our nation. And we do have a caller with their hand raised. Caller with your hand raised.
If you'll unmute yourself to become live on Power Talk.
Shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom.
Yeah, Shabbat shalom, man. That was a great class, man. I'm sorry I couldn't stay the rest of the time, but it was very astounding to me to see my people really collaborating and doing something better and moving towards positiveness instead of negativeness. And being, all the negativity gone. And I mean, once I saw that, man, I felt, and it just inspired me to do even better. And I like that. I love to see my brothers and sisters do this. And I just can't wait to see a property come up. You know what I'm saying? So praise Yahweh.
I definitely know what you're saying, brother. You can't wait to. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to be a part of it, and we invite all our family to get on board. We're moving. We are moving in a positive direction, guided by the spirit and the words of the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh, who came in the flesh and did it for us, demonstrated it, took it away, and said, "Now you do it." And he said, "You'll do greater works." And see, all we need is each other. Like I keep saying, only thing we need to change is that we have the power to change, and that's your mind. That's what the summit was about, changing your mind to where we don't just automatically go spend money with Walmart or Target or Amazon. We don't just, that's the first thing we think of when we want something. No, the first thing we think of is there a brother or sister of our nation that has this product that I can get this product from? That's the first thing we think of. We can change our minds. We can make that a habit. We can, change it to the point to where we look around. We got tiers. First is our holy family. Then is the children of Yahweh, whether walking in darkness or not, that we spend our money with. And then if we can't get it there, then we seek to create that business. That's what Yahweh said. He said, the bank won't loan you no money, buy the bank. Create your own bank. It's the power of ownership. So we have these tiers. Now, in this transition, yes, we'll have to use other nations and their businesses briefly.
Very briefly.
Very briefly, till we create our own.
But we do have a caller.
We have another caller.
With their line unmuted, Boca Tov, and welcome to Power
Shabbat
Talk.
Shalom, welcome to Power Talk.
Shalom Aleichem family. This is Sister Esther, and I was one of the newcomings this Feast of Tabernacles who actually came out to the feast on site, and I enjoyed every bit of knowledge that I obtained, as well as the environment of the family being very welcoming. The experience was highly elating to me because I am trying to bring forth me and my children. I have two little ones. I'm trying to bring forth us into the nation to learn more and obtain more knowledge and how the family works within the nation. So I thank you all for the experience, as well as the knowledge in the economic summit, as well as the market conference that we held on, I think it was Monday. And just that knowledge obtained, I did get in late, but just to be able to experience Saturday, Sunday, and Monday with you all, it was very well. Saturday and Sunday with you all, it was very elating for me, and with much gratitude to everyone that I got to meet. I thank y'all for just the open arms and the knowledge you all provided me, just to be able to know that I have family out there to depend upon, to be able to come to for resources and advice when needed. So I thank you all for that.
Praise Yahweh. We thank Yahweh for your presence, your energy, your beautiful little ones.
I know. Praise Yahweh.
It was just exceptional knowing such creativity. And I just asked Sister Testimony, what the energy you brought to the space again is what was the most exceptional experience of all. So I thank Yahweh.
And one thing I have to speak on is the children that came and participated. Wow. We have a future family.
Yes, sir.
Sister, did you want to speak again?
Yeah, I just wanted to say to that, actually into that, my children, they enjoyed themselves as well, being able to connect with the other children that were on site as well. I was very happy to see how they were able to actually play with the other kids as well as speak to them, because my babies are a little shy. So just to see how they all interacted, it was very nice to see that.
Praise Yahweh.
I love that. I love that our young children are getting to learn each other and connect with one another.
And see, they'll be raised in an environment to where it's just our nature to do business with each other and to love each other, and to, we have a spiritual family that transcends biology. That's, all across the world, across the country, because we had people from all across the country to come.
And
to
so
this
for the youth, I want to encourage you to continue to do that fellowshipping with Yahweh Virtual University. I know there is a free Saturday Bible class for the young people. So encourage that continued fellowship in those spaces, because we are for each other. And I want to lift out something about this word "for" that I found really exciting in hearing the message from Yahweh Ben Yahweh. Did you know that the word "for" is both a preposition and a conjunction? It is both a preposition and a conjunction. And the purpose of the word "for" is to really show the reason for something. So when you are excited, when you're connecting to this idea of being for something, you're demonstrating the reason for it. the reason why it exists, its purpose, its use, rather than its, if we're against it,
something.
it's a whole different energy that we're creating there.
A negative energy to be against something. And we can't be against our people walking in darkness because they are walking in darkness. We have to shine a light, in our very lifestyle and how we live our life is the reflection of the light that will shine and cause them to consider something different.
And another outstanding idea about the word for is that it's a conjunction, meaning the purpose of a conjunction is to join two things together, two ideas, two complete thoughts together. So I just love how Yahweh Ben Yahweh gave us that as our energy to move forth into our future.
And praise Yahweh, that is our final thought. That brings us to the end of this episode of The Unfolding Light. Please join us next week for another episode of The Unfolding Light. And now, if everybody will stand and face the east with outstretched hand, as we close out this episode with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuterika, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashamayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekum Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at info@thenationofyahweh.com. Follow us online at thenationofyahweh.com and unfoldinglight.com. Get social with us. Follow the Nation of Yahweh on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Most Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida 32855, and be blessed continually according to Malachi chapter 3. Praise Yahweh and Shalom.
Yahweh, 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 Yahweh.